this example is Ben's. As most of you know, we've, over the years, as we've developed tools with LifeCourse, Ben's kind of been our barometer of how the tools work. And so it's just become second nature for me to think like this. So when I started really going through the mom worries, when this all started, and one of the first things I was really worried about is how's Ben going to cope with this? He's very social. He's always out and about. So how's he going to deal with being cooped up at home all the time? How's he going to deal with the information overload that you heard one of the moms talking about on the Good Life group? Many, many things that we thought about. And so I really thought about, what I wanted for Ben during the COVID crisis. So keeping him busy, staying connected with all the people that he's usually connected with in person. How do we do that, in a different way? He had been going to a trainer 3 times a week. So how do we work on his fitness? How do we keep that going? So we really wanted him to stay active and healthy. We wanted us as his parents to stay healthy too. That's part of the picture. And to really keep a positive outlook on life and to be happy, which is his usual nature, is to be happy. We thought about all the things we didn't want to have happen, and I did those in red because red just seems like the color of, I don't want this to happen. So being bored, which we all are dealing with, right? But to get sick, to get COVID or anything else, for him to be scared all the time, for him to be worried about us, for him to have, some of his usual health things pop up, like seizures and other things that happens to him. Missing his family and friends, being bored. And then if you see over to the left here, you can see me pointing, right? I kind of organized around the life domains. And so I really thought about his daily life and routine. What are some of the things we can do, like having a consistent wake up time, kind of just having a daily flow. It might be a new flow, but it's his daily flow and getting him used to that new routine. If you see right above that in the blue, staying healthy and active. So we had lots of ideas about how we could get out and exercise with him and get him to do different things. We got a whole list of ideas from his personal trainer on things that he could do while he was at home. You see to the right, the orange, staying connected. So that's the social and spirituality. How are we going to help him stay connected throughout this? So lots of different ways there. I have to tell you really quickly, one of his staff has been wonderful. Usually at least 2 or 3 times a week, they connect on Facebook Messenger, and you can use the video on Facebook Messenger. So it's easier for Ben to use than like FaceTime or something like that. And so they talk about all kinds of different things, and it's been really great for Ben to have that connection. Staying busy and not bored is under the, is the purple here. So what are some of the things that we can think about doing that'll help keep them busy? And then I really had to think about what are some of the barriers and obstacles and things that we're really worried about. So if you want to go to the next one. This is a tool that we developed to help people under any circumstances when they're getting ready to go to the doctor. And so the top part is understanding your healthcare team. So who's your personal support? So the people in your life that are not paid to be there, basically. So your family, your friends, people that might be going to the doctor with you. Who are your formal supports? Who are the paid staff in your life? And then on the right, you'll see who has the legal authority. Do you have a guardian, power of attorney, all those kind of things. And then if you drop down, you see understanding my support needs. And so when we think about supporting people, it's like, especially around medical things, we want them to understand what's going on, to communicate what they need, what they want, what their choices are, and then to follow through. And so we listed some things that, who does Ben trust to help him communicate and to understand things? What can the health professional do to support that? And so COVID really gave me a kick in the rear to get this done and to really think about this for Ben, so that if he was in a situation where he needed some support and maybe we weren't around to tell people how he best communicated and all these different things, that he would have this, or whoever was supporting him would have this with them. So next one, please. And so finally, I couldn't not do a star, right? So my biggest worry, and obviously still it's always going to be, is what if something happens to us as his caregivers and we're not available to take care of him? I mean, it literally stressed me out for days on end. And so I had to start writing things down, like up under the personal assets and strengths, some of the financial help that somebody might need if we weren't around to help. What are some of Ben's strengths? And to me, this is a work in progress. I'm really not done with it, but it's done for now. What are some of the family assets, like the house is paid off, Ben has a special needs trust. And then thinking all the way around the star, people that somebody could call if they were supporting Ben, people to help him problem solve, people who love and care about Ben, people who know him well, know his ins and outs, things in the community that he's able to do either before, during, or after COVID. So just use this star to really help me get some things down on paper that might help somebody else if we were ever in a situation where we were not able to give the care that we normally give.